Right, somehow we are here. We are fighting for Champions League football in Season 4 of our Gillingham Road to Glory. It is absolutely insane. In the last episode, spoilers if you have not seen it, so go and watch it if you haven't now. We beat Liverpool at Anfield, Manchester City at the Etihad, and we also beat Villa at home as well, and we are firmly in the Champions League picture. It is absolutely insane. In this episode, we've got the January transfer window. Big signings gonna have to be made, players unhappy, it is all going on. So, if you are enjoying this series, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, because this series now is about to get serious. Massive episode ahead. Let's get in to the video. Yes, lads, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, things are looking up. Things are certainly looking up. What an episode. Last episode was genuinely great episode. Go and watch it. And this is where we lie. It's the 1st of January, so we're past Christmas, and we are 4 points with a game in hand behind Aston Villa in 4th place. This season is just a fairy tale. It really is. The title of the last video was "We are the biggest underdog story in football history." That you've never seen something like this happen before. And if we can qualify for the Champions League this season, that would be insane. But that is the aim of this episode. The aim of this episode is to get above Aston Villa and get into the top 4. That is where we lie at the moment. Let's go and have a quick look at the fixture schedule then. So this was the month we just had. Absolutely sensational stuff. That win against Liverpool, unbelievable. The win against Villa, light work. And then the win against Manchester City was special. Genuinely special. The two draws here. Disappointing to draw to Palace, but we managed to get a last-minute winner, equaliser, sorry. And then the draw against Chelsea. I think we ran out of steam. And I think we need to use this January transfer window here to the best of our advantage. Expect players to be leaving. Expect players to be coming in. It's all going to be happening this transfer window. So the plan for this episode, what we're going to do, we're going to skip this game against Brighton. I'll play that off camera. We're coming back for Norwich in the FA Cup. I can smell an FA Cup run in this save. I really can. I would love it if in the first season back in the Premier League, Champions League and FA Cup winners. I mean, listen, we can dream, can't we? But Norwich, Premier League opposition, not going to be easy, but I'd say we're the favourites. Then we'll play Forest and Ipswich off camera. Newcastle, we'll play that on camera. I like the sound of that. Or maybe Brentford. I'll decide to see how the table is, because Brentford are actually quite high up the table at the moment. And then we'll finish off with this game against Arsenal to see all of the new signings that we might have made, and also go up against the league leaders. So I will play Brighton off camera. We'll see how we got on, and then we'll get ready for that FA Cup game against Norwich. All right then, lads, welcome back. So we beat Brighton 2-1. A nice and simple one here. We beat Ryan Mason's side. Kevin Angulo and Andy Smith, 2-headed goals to help us. We went 1-0 down. I was thinking, had to play a rotated team. You know, that Christmas-December schedule was very tough on the lads and the boys that got sent out there. Even with a lack of game time, managed to get the job done. So let's just have a very, very quick look at the table then. Bear with me while I still try and figure it all out. Premier League, there we go. We are still 5th. Aston Villa did win. We're 4 points off Villa, 4 points off City as well. That goal difference for us, though, might be the killer blow. I mean, if you look at this as well, within 3 points of us, we've got 4 teams, Liverpool and Chelsea, mainly of note. But anyway, all eyes now on the FA Cup. We have got Norwich, so let's get into that game. All right, then, it is FA Cup time. Up against Norwich here. I have gone full strength. You know, we're not too heavily congested fixture-wise, so I've gone as full strength as possible. Kevin Angulo maybe could have got the start over Ornbassa, but Ornbassa did have a little moan to me saying that, you know, he wants to be the star player. So we're going to give him his chance to go and prove that. But those two young strikers, so much maturity, fighting between them, all, you know, both of them getting some good goals as well. So that's an interesting battle to keep your eye on. But let's try and beat Norwich here. 3rd round of the FA Cup, up the Gills. Interested to see how Norwich get on. They did beat Newcastle 3-1, and before then they've been absolutely awful. They're right at the bottom of the Premier League, so we are definitely the favourites here, but I'm interested to see how they do. Anyway, Harvey Barnes dispossesses one of their players there. Cuts inside, great ball. Ornbassa, it is offside, but it's an early indication of how we like to play. Once we win that ball back, we go for it. So a good half chance there. Here is Daniel on the right-hand side. The link up between Daniel and Cunha have been really, really solid so far. Vergara, one of our key players there, over to Kilman. Esquivel, nice bit of football here. Here's Harvey Barnes, Vieira. The football is absolutely a joy to watch. Vieira finds Cunha, who finds the back of the net. And you know what? From start to finish, that is such a good goal and just an example of how well we are playing this season. The football is superb. The passing, the moving, Harvey Barnes, Vieira into Cunha. Whoever we sign in January is going to have to do a pretty good job to dislodge anyone from this team. Nice finish from Cunha as well. 1-0 up, 7 minutes in, and it's all going well, as per usual with this Gillingham team. Cannot fault them. Second half then well underway, still 1-0 to Gillingham as Norwich go long. Daniel will get it, but, you know, Norwich aren't playing badly. I will say that. In terms of the shots that they're having, they're not playing too badly, creating chances at least. Here's one here. No silly penalty. No silly penalty. Come on. Ball in, and it is an equaliser from Dennis. That'll do. But Norwich get one back then, and this is what we wanted to avoid. We do not want to be dragged into something here. Diallo is a long ball forward. We fail to really deal with it. Diallo on the ball, and look at that, completely unmarked in the middle, and it's a nice, easy finish for him past Ndiaye. But, okay, Norwich have, you know, got a leveller, got one back, but this team, they bounce back to moments like this. We always have done, even in League 2, all the way to the Premier League, so I'm expecting us to still get the job done here. I'm expecting it to get the job done. All right, then, we're into the last couple of minutes here. I believe it will go to extra time if we get there. Chance here for Norwich. Can we deal with it? Angulo gets it away, finds Dobra. Bit of a counter-attack here. We've seen this so many times this season. Dobra, lovely feet. Still Dobra. Can he find the man at the back post? Doesn't. Goes back to Lyons. Will get him back himself. Here's Nunez. Goes for goal. Off the bar. Still in play. Still in play. Looks like we're not going to get it. I wasn't too confident about that Nunez shot, I have to say. Right, we are down to 10 men. Dobra has had to go off injured. Now it's a different story. Now is a very different story. We are going to be playing for penalties, trying to hit them on the counter. Here come Norwich, though. As I say, down to 10 men. I just made 2 subs as well. I never normally make all the subs. Decided to, and it may have cost us here. Igor Jesus going through on goal. Inside to Josh Sargent. Great block there. Move still alive, though. Can we get it out? Just defend for our lives now, lads. Here's Jack Stacey. Shoots. Never a doubt. Never a doubt for Ndiaye there to deal with that. But yeah, down to 10 men. Very disappointing. Here's Fofana. 107 minutes played, 108 in fact. Fofana inside the box, ball in, Angulo, he gets the rebound, and Kevin Angulo apparently assisted himself. That's how good Kevin Angulo is, and it is 2-1 to Gillingham, and we are down to 10 men, so I'm going to make a change to go more cautious there. Massive goal, Kevin Angulo. Fofana does really well here. On the right-hand side, cuts inside, plays it across nicely. First block. It's a block from the defender. It doesn't matter though. He's there on the follow-up and he's got himself another clutch, crucial goal for us in this Gillingham save. Now we've got to see if we can hold on to the end of extra time. Ndiaye holds the ball. Can we hold on here? Down to 10 men, not for disciplinary reasons, for injury reasons. Ndiaye goes short to Anderson. Experience, goes long, finds Fofana. He's been the man it's all been happening with in this extra time. Fofana, hey, listen, it's all right, though. It's a half-decent move from Fofana. 3 minutes to go. That should be it. That should be it, and it is. And we have qualified for the 4th round of the FA Cup, even though with only 10 men. So we're going to have to assess the Dobra injury there, see how bad that is. Hopefully not too bad, but a great win in the FA Cup. Now, what I will do is I will see you guys back for the Newcastle game to let you know of any incomings and outgoings before we get into that massive match. All right then, lads, welcome back. So let me tell you how we've got on in between that Norwich game then. So first up, we played a game against Nottingham Forest. It was a bit of an interesting game. We were by far the better team, but we weren't really creating too many amazing chances, if I'm going to be honest. Nico Williams saw red, 81st minute. Kevin Angulo came in clutch, 85th minute. I believe that was his 10th goal of the season as well. So Kevin Angulo, very, very solid, as is that man there, Durate Cunha. He has had such a good season for us. We then went on to comfortably beat Ipswich 3-1, and this was just, this was business as usual. Ipswich, of course, came up from the Championship with us, so realistically, you know, we're just at the point now where we should be beating Ipswich. We should be beating Norwich. And any team that's really down there, we should be absolutely sort of thumping, really. That's just the level the squad is showing themselves at. So I was very happy here. Once again, Durate Cunha, unbelievable performance. Kevin Angulo popped up with yet another goal as well. But it's not all gone our way. So I actually decided to not play the Newcastle game on camera because I thought Brentford are actually, you know, I'll show you the table in a minute. They're a lot nearer to us in the table, but wow. Newcastle just got taken over by Brendan Rodgers. He's now the manager for them, and they just absolutely destroyed us here. I mean, don't get me wrong. We had a few chances in terms of the, you know, shots on target. It's not too far apart, bit more possession. Ultimately, they dominated us. Voltamada and Somerville catching us on the counter. All credit to Newcastle. They've got a very good team. Do not let on that they are, you know, because they're down there in the table. Let's get to the table. But they've got such a good team. It is a bit of a joke, to be quite honest with you. So that is where we are right now, ahead of the Brentford game. Let me show you the Premier League table. So, in fact, it's perfect because Brentford 2 points behind us. If they win this game, they will leapfrog us, which is pretty crazy. But a little bit of a 4-point gap between Liverpool and us, and, you know, Chelsea and United have dropped down. So we're in an all right position still, you know. The problem is I want the top four. And that's the problem. I shouldn't be wanting the top four, you know. Arsenal pretty much won the league. That seems to be all but confirmed. They've only lost twice all season, so that's going to be a tough game. But trying to close the gap on Villa and City here, it is, of course, 3 points. 3 points, 39-40. It's 3 points for Manchester City, 4 points for Aston Villa. The goal difference is absolutely killer. That Newcastle game just derailed all of it that we sort of built up in the previous games. But there we are. Now, moving on to a bit of transfer activity. Not much has happened this window, if I'm going to be honest. So, first of all, Amar came back. We've loaned him back out. Don't think he has a long-term future at the club. And then we also loaned out Natali. He wanted some first-team football, and I didn't hate this because he's not playing as much as I'd like him to. He can go out on loan. We've got Kilman, we've got Anderson, we've got Andy Smith as well, and Josh Feeney. So, more than enough cover there, in my opinion. And, of course, William Clem, his sale did go through. He went to Al Nassr. Now, in terms of who has come in then, well, one thing to mention, Goncalves has gone back on loan to Al Hilal. They've recalled him, which I was absolutely fine with. But we have signed this man here for 4.4 million, Pedro Bravo. He will be a backup defensive midfielder for us. And I just think he's a very solid Premier League player, got years on his side. I like the deal at 4.4 million. There's not really a lot you can go wrong with there. He will be the Granit Xhaka replacement, most likely. So when Xhaka gets tired, Bravo will come on, but he can do both the job as well that Nunes does too, and can play further forward. So very happy to get Bravo in. And I feel as though now all that we are left to do is get into this Brentford game. Wow. As I say that, the board have said that they would like me to do a new contract. So let's just do this together. So, am I interested in a new contract? Of course I am. And do you know what I like about the board here? Do you know what I like about you, Shannon? Is that we've just lost 4-0 to Newcastle. And she goes, do you know what? Nah, we're going to make sure you get yourself a new contract. So they're going to offer me a new contract, I'm sure, very soon. They increased the transfer funds. Not by much. They increased it by a couple of 100,000. But I appreciate the board. They're trying their best, you know. We're a small club still. We're up against Man City and Villa and all of this. We are very much a small fish in a massive pond. And I know that. And here is this new contract. So, 14 grand a week, a 3-year deal, percentage of club compensation required for manager role, 90%. Do you know what? It is what it is. The money for me, it doesn't really matter, lads. So just yet, but that is a new contract signed. So we will have a bigger contract at Gillingham, a further 3 years. Very happy with that. All right, then. This Brentford game is a big game, and they've got a good team there. I feel as they're probably doing a bit better than expected. Same for us, but, they've got a good team. And we've had to rotate. We have definitely had to rotate for this game. We have got many tired legs. Now, one player you might have seen in the lineup, he is back from injury. It is Mr. James Maddison. Out on the left, Vieira was absolutely fine, and that is his position now. James Maddison's going to have to dislodge him. He's more than good enough to do so, but if we can fit the two of them together, that is exactly what we want. So, Brentford in 6th, Gillingham in 5th. Massive game. If they beat us, they leapfrog us. Let's get into it. All right, half an hour in. Nothing has happened in this game just yet. Remember, we're just off the back of a 4-0 loss as well. So we've really got to come back in a good fashion. Ball comes in and Dye will hold. Looks as though we've sort of survived that one, but they do look dangerous. And Dye also, he's got a slight knock, so I don't know how much that will affect him. But Brentford with the first half chance of the game. All right then, half time. It has been a very, very lackluster first half from both teams, really. Brentford have had a few more, better stats, as you can see there. But ultimately, we've got to be better, and we've got to come out firing in the second half. Brentford will play out from the back. Can we try and win the ball in the middle? Shard, he's a good player in this game. Good player. As they'll play it inside, they'll look after it. We look nice and compact, but this is where we seem to be a little bit overloaded sometimes, as they're going to come down the right-hand side. McCallum up against him. Shot. What a save that is from Ndiaye. He might be carrying a knock, but that is such a solid save from him. And again, though, it's all Brentford, really. Right, well, this has been an absolute snooze fest of a game. Literally, barely anything has happened. Corner for us here. Cunha will whip it into the back post. They will clear it, and they're going to get to it first. This spells trouble. Bolin driving forward for them. They're going to hit us on the counter, it looks like. Bolin has a go from distance. He's hit the bar. And we've got away with one there. We're just not looking like a solid team today. Still yet to have a shot on target. Sometimes you just got to get into a game, go away from home and get a point and come back. And that is exactly what we've done here. What it does mean, though, as you can see in this bottom corner of the table, it does mean that Villa now, they've got the game in hand. So the top four really now drifting themselves away. Liverpool put themselves 2 points behind us. So a 0-0 on the surface is not too bad, but ultimately we've got a very tough game against Arsenal coming up next, where we've got to see if we can get anything from the game. But this game, I have to say, very disappointing. All right then, lads, welcome back to the channel. We have completed the transfer window. The January transfer window is done. And am I happy? I think so. I think we've got enough. My worry is that we're in the Champions League race, probably a little bit too early for where we actually are. So I wanted to just try and get as many bodies in as possible within reason. And yeah, so we'll have a look at the squad in a second. I'll show you it, but let me show you who left first. So Harvey White left the club. He has gone to Cardiff. It's a mandatory fee at the end of it of 5.25 million. So he's out on loan. I looked at him and thought we can upgrade on him, and so that is what I've done. Other outgoings, our young prospect Adamu Edet has gone on loan to Stevenage. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine him having game time for a long time. Is he going to be good enough? I still think there's a big question mark around him. But anyway, he's gone out on loan regardless. Now, in terms of who's come in, of course, we've already got Bravo. I've told you about Bravo. We've now got Miguel Figueiredo on loan from Benfica. Now, I've had to be very meticulous with how I've done this. So, if you didn't know, you can only have 2 players on loan from Premier League clubs. And a lot of the good players that wanted to join us were from Premier League clubs. So I had to do a little bit of thinking in terms of how I want to do it. And with who is available, this is what I've gone for. So Figueiredo, some great stats there. Really, really nice stats. The mentals, the physicals are really, really good. And those technicals as well for the role that we need him to play. Very, very solid. He's going to be in and around the bench here and there. We're going to give the game time to Bravo. But to have him in the ranks is absolutely huge. And then we went and got from Aston Villa, Costa Naukovic. I know this one. Costa's come in, and he's going to be our right back backup. Andy Lyons is going to drop down to the reserves and just be that sort of emergency cover that we sort of need realistically, just in case we get any more injuries. So Costa has come in on loan. I just think it's a solid loan signing. You know, this is what I mean. There wasn't many great right backs available, so Costa stood out to me. And then finally, another former Aston Villa player. We've gone for Louis Barry on loan from Benfica. There's an optional fee here that is not getting paid, I'll just tell you that. But yeah, Louis Barry comes in to be a backup winger. I just feel as though it's a little bit of an upgrade. We've still got Dobra. He can still do a job. Louis Barry can fit in there too. Of course, we did lose Goncalves, as I say. So I just wanted to get a bit more cover in. And I'm very happy that we've done that with someone like Louis Barry, who is homegrown, gets all the ticks in the right places. So yeah, I am very happy with the business. Now looking back at it one more time, 4.4 million spent in January, 30 million plus the 5 for Harvey White that's going to be here. That's a solid window if you ask me. That is a solid window. So I'll very quickly show you the squad. In their order of positions, I'll just sort of scroll through. And as you can see, the squad is a bit bigger, a bit nicer, you know, just what we need, in my opinion. There's a lot of games coming up and we've got to make sure, you know, that we're exactly where we need to be. So yeah, I am very happy with this. Now, we have got a huge game against Arsenal, so I will see you on the pitch. Here we go then, up against Arsenal. This is the team I've gone for. We've got a few new lads on the bench as well, which is obviously lovely to see. Up against this Arsenal team, which, by the way, they are storming this league. They've got so many good players. This is going to be a really difficult task to get the job done. But, you know, stranger things have happened. And, you know, realistically, I think if we want to stay in the Champions League race, we really need to get back a bit of form. It's going to be a tough ask for it to start here, but as I say, stranger things have happened. So here we go. Arsenal versus Gillingham, up the Gills. Saka on the ball here then for Arsenal, driving straight into the box. Half-decent chance for Arsenal. Ooh. Oh, we've just about got it away as well there. Timber will recover. Into Samu here. Lewis Skelly coming forward. Yeah, they're playing some good football. Gyökeres goes for goal, and it is wide. But 10 minutes in, it's actually been a really even game by the looks of it. Arsenal with the first half chance, but not really. If that's what they've got, I'm not too worried, but maybe I'll eat my words. Arsenal will play it out from the back. It actually looked like it flicked off Cunha there, but no luck for us. Fernandez Porro, who was superb in the first game we played against them. Gyökeres here holds it up. Lewis Skelly doing that inverted role. Can't seem to win it back. Gyökeres, though, a lot's going through him. Fernandez Porro, and it's a good save from Ndiaye. It was hard to see there, but Ndiaye with a fingertip save. They're knocking at the door, but I'm not too worried. I'm not. Just on the eve of half-time then, and they'll go to Gabriel at centre-back. Lewis Skelly. I mean, they're always going to dominate this game. Our best bet is on the counter. If we can just try and win it back. Fernandez Pardo on the wing, whipped in for Gyökeres, and it's 1-0. Victor Gyökeres with the goal. A nice header from him. It was a good ball in. That Fernandez Pardo looks really, really good. The both times we played them, he's just one of their main men creatively. Down the wing, Daniel, half-decent attempt to get it into Gyökeres at the back post. And it is a nice header from him there, past Ndiaye. But Arsenal go into the break surely now. 1-0 up, us with a lot to do if we want anything from this game. Right then, second half, Fernandez Pardo once again causing us issues. Declan Rice will recycle. Timber knocking it round. Again, this is what they do. They just seem to sort of frustrate teams and just slowly break you down. As Saka finds Fernandez Pardo. What can he do here? He can find Declan Rice. It's off the post. And that could have very easily been Arsenal 2-0 up and absolutely cruising. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We will make some subs, and what I'm excited to do is bring on a couple of new players. So we'll bring on James Maddison, former Tottenham player, see what he can do. But we'll also go Louis Barry on for Harvey Barnes there. And we'll maybe give Figueiredo a little run out as well for Granit Xhaka. Not quite, you know, maybe got the legs in there in a game like this where it's a lot of running, chasing the ball. So let's see if these changes, our new signings, can make any difference. Right then, 77 minutes played. Oh, I thought we were going to win it back. We still might, and we do. Cunha on the ball. Now, what's interesting here, James Maddison picks it up, is that Villa have lost. I didn't see what Man City have done. Villa have lost. Oh, we've got it back. It's a mistake from Gabriel. Ball. Oh. If that just fell to one of our players, that was a guaranteed goal. But yeah, Villa lost. So a real chance to close the gap. Just a very hard team to do it against. Free kick here to Arsenal. I've gone attacking. I'm taking the game to them. Just trying to see if we can get anything. We might end up conceding because of it. Rice's ball to the back post finds Saliba off the post, off the bar. Somehow, we're still alive in this game. Still with a chance to try and draw level. Arsenal should be 3 or 4 up. We've given it a good go. They are by far the best team in this league, and they will claim all 3 points. Or, I mean, maybe they might go and get a second. Only 25 seconds to play. If we can win it back, I'm about to start getting excited. And here they come. Ethan Nuani on the right-hand side. This will be the end of the game, surely. Holding it up. Odegaard drifts inside. Nuani. And that is game over. Arsenal 2. Gillingham 0. Yeah, they are such a good team. Such a good team. So many good players. I mean, look at who they're bringing off the bench. And Nuani, he's bound to be very good. I mean, we'll see. I don't know why it would be disallowed. Yeah, goal awarded. And there you go. There you go. Played on from Max Kilman's left leg. Odegaard drifts inside, finds Nuani, and it's a good finish from him. But the depth they've got is there to be seen. A very good performance from Arsenal, who will claim all 3 points. We'll lick our wounds. We'll go again. There's no question about that. So then, the gap to Aston Villa is now 6 points. Liverpool overtake us in 5th, and that is a very disappointing way to end the episode. But listen, we're not... Okay, the Champions League would be absolutely phenomenal, wouldn't it? Of course it would. But realistically, if we can get European football, I will be absolutely delighted. The pack is closing. It is getting closer and closer and closer behind us. So... we've got to make sure we keep doing what we're doing. So let's have a look what's in store for the next episode then. So we will, of course, be playing in the FA Cup. That is massive there. And then we'll have Leeds, Norwich, Spurs, Burnley, Chelsea, Villa, and Liverpool, I think. So, guys, if you are enjoying the content, please do hit the subscribe button. It means the world to me. We are on the way up to 1,000 subscribers. I'll be really, really appreciative when we can hit that. Genuinely, that will mean the world to me. So thank you for all the support. Really, really appreciate it. As I say, and as always, I will catch you on the next one.